seen in the recent years. Hell, even like 2009. This is one of those years where it's going to be the hot team. The winner of the Falcons-Panthers game on Sunday very well could be playing for the Super Bowl. It's one of those years. Just like in 2009 when the 7-9 St. Louis or Arizona Cardinals made it. Just like in 2011 when the 10-6 Green Bay Packers won the Super Bowl. Just like in 2006 where the wild card Pittsburgh Steelers, who won every game on the road, made the Super Bowl. This is going to be one of those years. We do not have a dominant team in either conference.
Yes, we do.
Seattle's clicking on all cylinders, but what depends on what Seattle team shows up. Is it the Seattle team that got embarrassed by St. Louis, or is it the Seattle team that goes out and just blew out Arizona?
It's the Seattle team that has everybody back. Is the team that goes and beats everybody's rear end.
Weird things have happened, though.
That's the team you're going to get. But the NFC South team is not going to go nowhere except first round and go see you later.
Dude, hey, you want to hear something funny, Kevin?
I remember.
The NFC South team is going to have a home game in the playoffs.
I know.
I mean...
And we can't agree that the Packers have been kind of let spotty on the road recently.
Let's look at it like this.
But they'll beat the Lions in Lambeau.
If Tampa had anything resembling an offense,
they'll get a week off.
That game on Sunday might have been a little bit different. Green Bay's offense on the road is questionable. They got stoned twice at the goal line by Tampa. Like I said on Sunday, if Tampa, for example, had anything that resembled an offense, that game, the score was 20-3, yes, but it was 10-3 going into the fourth quarter, and this is after Tampa had forced a missed field goal and Green Bay was down to first and goal on the 2 and could not punch it in. Green Bay on the road, Green Bay and Lambeau, I have no doubt in my mind. But if Green Bay has to go to Carolina or Atlanta,
but they won't.
That might be a different ball game.
And that's why I said they got Detroit at home. They're going to win their division and they'll be the second seed. So they'll have their home game in Green Bay.
You never know though. That Detroit defense is something fierce. You never know. Green Bay is,
and it also depends on if Aaron Rodgers feels okay.
Even if Detroit has to go on the road,
Detroit's still a tough team. Yeah.
Oh, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit's still a tough team, but I still expect Green Bay to win this weekend.
But it's just, it's one of them years where 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now we're talking about the Falcons or the Panthers in the NFC Championship game. I would not be surprised. It wouldn't stun me in the least bit. Or if we're talking about the Chargers or the Ravens or whoever gets that 6th seed in the AFC Championship game, I'm not going to be surprised. This has been a year of mediocre football across the board. We get one every couple of years where there's no dominant team. But on the back end of that, I'm excited because when that happens, if you look over, it's about every 2 or 3 years it's happened. If you look over the past couple of years it's happened, we have got great Super Bowls out of it. We got the Steelers and the Cardinals in 2009 when it was 2 mediocre teams there. One was 10-6, and I believe one was 7-9 or something like that. And then we got the Steelers and the Packers in 2011, which was it started out sloppy, but ended up being a great Super Bowl. So me as a fan, I'm excited. I don't want to see a blowout. So as a fan, I'm excited. But there is no team on either side of the conference that came out and said we're the team to beat. Even Dallas. Even Dallas. Dallas has looked good, but Dallas hasn't put that. If Dallas is playing in Dallas, I'd say they lose.
Well, let's talk about Dallas. Dallas been dominating the last few weeks here. I mean, they beat a decent Colts team. Kevin seen
They beat a team. They beat a Colts team that didn't give a shit if they were there or not.
Yeah, the Colts had already clinched.
The Colts was like, yeah, we're just here for the show. We wanted to come see Jerry World. That's it. We just wanted to come
see the stadium.
We wanted to see the cheerleaders in the stadium. That's it. We didn't give a crap.
The thing about the Colts that you mentioned, that's a problem. And if you look at the Colts of past, by past I mean the Manning era, when they were clinching in week 13 and 14, that lackadaisical attitude they get, because hell, we're already in the playoffs, tends to carry over into the postseason. But for Dallas, what I think, if anything stops Dallas, they're overlooking it right now, and they've kind of finally addressed the DeMarco Murray thing. Dallas is beat up. Dallas is a physically beat up football team. And they're going to be playing a Giants team. Or, no, excuse me, they play Washington this weekend, don't they?
Yeah.
Who has nothing better to do than to add to it.
Dallas is putting everybody on the bench.
Dallas needs to be careful.
Dallas is putting everybody on the bench.
Oh, they're sitting people.
Dallas
Not play, last I read, the starters are going to play the first half.
Dallas ain't. Yeah,
They changed that.
I'll be amazed if they don't sit down until earlier than that.
Here's Dallas' situation with a first round bye: a win plus a Seahawks loss and a tie.
Yeah,
the Cardinals lost a tie.
They're putting them on there. They're putting everybody on the bench.
There's a few scenarios.
They're putting everybody on the bench.
The first round bye.
Yeah, they're not going to play them at all. They'll see something and they'll be like, let's just get it out.
So you'll concede to the third seed, you're the Dallas Cowboys. You want to try to get a first round bye?
You ain't going to have to concede to the third seed because everybody above you ain't going to slip. The Lions and the Packers are not going to tie. They're not going to tie. Seattle is going to play because they want to keep the number one seed. So they're going to play. So you're not getting neither one of those scenarios. So you might as well just be like, hey, you sit down, you take a nap. Y'all go ahead and play.
I tend to agree with Kevin. You have a quarterback who broke his back week 6. You have a running back who just had hand surgery. Why take a chance? You're already in the playoffs.
Everybody sit down.
You've got the December monkey off your back.
Take a nap.
Why don't you sit him down, rest him?
Take a nap because you can't do any better.
Don't take the chance. You're not going to fall past 3. Don't take the chance of getting Murray, Romo, or anybody else hurt in order to help your cause. You're still going to get a home game in the playoffs. Don't take that chance.
Yep.
You're more than likely going to be playing. Hell, I don't even know who's still alive.
They're going to be playing the Cardinals.
They'll be playing the Cardinals.
They're more likely playing the Cardinals, yeah. Yep. I don't know who else is alive in the NFC.
They'll be playing the Cardinals, and then either the Packers or Lions are going to be either playing the Panthers or the Falcons.
But don't take that chance of. And this is the team that took out Tony Romo the last time. Don't let your ego in avenging a loss to end your season cost your chances in the playoffs.
Yeah, just let it go.
Jason Garrett has done a Coach of the Year worthy job.
Put Jason Garrett in the damn football game. Let him play quarterback.
Jason Garrett's done a Coach of the Year worthy job down there. Remember, after week 1, we were saying this team is done. They have no defense. They're terrible. I think after that week 1 embarrassment in San Francisco, we all planned to write Dallas off as a 4-12 team. Mm-hmm. And Jason Garrett has done the job of keeping them competitive. Don't take that chance.
Undefeated on the road.
Yeah.
Can't play for shit in Jerry World. Undefeated on the road.
See, my thing about Jerry World, man, I think it's too much of a distraction.
Go in and look at all the art.
Well, not just that, but look at all the hoopla and the pageantry around that. That's too much of a distraction.
We can go to Macy's while we're there.
It looks like an eyesore, honestly. Like the stadium to me, I think it's a hideous stadium. It looks like an eyesore.
They're making it rain over there, I see.
Of course. $100 billion stadium. You could make it rain.
There's actually a plastic surgeon in the stadium. Nice. If something baggy starts going down on Jerry, he just runs to it.
Kevin, you stupid.
They help him out.
Well, dude, that's better. For years, they had everything but a football team in there.
They give the cheerleaders boob jobs during halftime if they see that something's sacked. Yeah, they got their own personal. Yeah.
All right. Before we go to break, because John brings up a good point. I want to go more into depth about that.
Got a sushi bar.
We got New England, who's been pretty consistent, even though they barely beat the Jets here. Dallas, Seattle. I mean, which one of these teams? I mean, you don't see a dominant team. You say Seattle.
Seattle, by far. When everybody got back healthy, I told you. So when everybody got back healthy, they came back, and then that's when they started playing shut down. You ain't going to do nothing. We're going to decide what you're doing. Type of ball games. And right now they have arguably the guy that should be up for MVP in Russell Wilson. He should be up for MVP with what he has done. He's one of the most consistent guys in there, and he's almost ran for 1,000 yards. But he's not running for 1,000 yards like some of these other guys did. He's running for 1,000 yards quietly. Not like, oh, look at he's run. No, he does it quietly because he does it within the ball game, and he should be one of the MVP candidates, no doubt about it. But their defense has now all of a sudden turned right around and looked like they did last year, whenever they started heading into the playoffs. And it's one of those. To me, they're the most dominant team just because of that defense.
All right.
And they got that guy. They got the best ball control guy.
Your thoughts on John? You don't see no team that kind of raise your antenna at all, but you just. Like, I know you went in that in detail already. You don't see no team that can.
When you look at New England, yeah, New England's going to be 13-3, 12-4. New England's been 13-3, 12-4 the last 5 years. New England has been stopped in the AFC Championship game for the last 5 years. So you can say New England, Seattle's coming back, but there's no team. Like last year, we knew on the shadow of this time last year, we knew Denver and Seattle were on the collision course for New York.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, if we had this podcast and everybody else would have agreed, every other team was just playing for second. This time now, I don't see it. I don't see the one team that's jumped out and been like, yep, it's time to go. This is it. I don't see it. So, no, I don't. There's not a dominant team out there.
I don't see it.
I'm excited, though, because this year that means this year we're going to have an interesting playoffs.
Right. I kind of raise my antenna on Dallas right now because on week 13, when Philly blanked them pretty good, everybody talking, oh, here come December Cowboys, here come December Romo again, where, he tends to not show up this month here, but on the flip side, they did pretty darn well, and
they did it on the road though.
Yeah,
but they're going to get a home playoff game, and you much rather think they would be wanting to play away from Jerry World than playing at Jerry World.
I think the thing with Arizona's got so beat up that I hope they don't overlook them because that's a dangerous mindset. But what I'm just thinking that Dallas is someone to kind of keep your eyes on because the rest of their games is going to be on the road, like Kevin has said. They're done pretty
after
on the
the
road.
First round, but they got to make it out of the first round.
They get some injuries, and let's say they take care of business of Arizona pretty quickly. I'm just saying if they do, then they can rest their starters, and they probably going to end up playing Lions or the Packers because they're the highest seed out of the two right here. So
yeah, they would play the second seed.
Yeah.
Dallas needs the hope they're not framing their biggest failure right now. Dallas is honestly at the point where it's almost all or nothing. You can't. They put it up so well. If they go in 2 weeks from now and get blown out, that could be it. Dallas needs to hope they didn't frame their biggest failure this year by playing so well. So Dallas, but that like you said, that home game in Dallas could be, that home game with Dallas could be one of the biggest attractors for them.
And probably Stanton will be back for Arizona.
Yeah.
So
should be interesting to see what happens.
One of those things, and you with that defense that Arizona has.
All right.
You never knew.
I know that's right.
All I know is everybody's got to go through Seattle now.
It's going to be interesting to see there. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we will return shortly. We will resume talking about more football.
Yay!
Talking about some college football. We got a fun game coming up, and we're going to go ahead and do our rapid fire and choose our different positions. We'll keep you on your toes what that's going to be. But right now,
and we can already talk about draft positions for the.
But right now, I know it's a couple days from Christmas, so we're going to find a nice Christmas tune for y'all. Sit tight. This is Ball in Your Court Podcast.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. Mickey.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves
and a partridge in a pear tree.
On the third day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 3 French hens,
2 turtle doves
and a partridge